So back when we were doing the Taylor Swift rankings live, me and Mr. Soap and Clay, what I like to call, Divorce Court Part 1 and 2. Just kidding, we're fine. Everything's good. We mentioned that I had been working on a new product for beard care and that I was going to be giving you a recipe for it. And so that's what we are doing today. You lucky dogs, you get a recipe. Actually, you get potentially 2 recipes-ish. And so that's what we're doing. We are going to do a beard care product recipe day. We are going to talk about my thought process with both of these recipes and, test them and do the things, in the video. But I have to do my thing because it's my thing. So I'm going to send you to an intro. And I'll talk to you more about all of the rest of the things in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 241 of 365 days of soap. And yeah, today's a recipe day, and we are making a beard product. We are specifically making a beard conditioner product. Now, there are a lot of different beard type things out there, right? And it can get very confusing. We have sculpting wax, which is usually used to sculpt. We have beard balm, which provides moisture and shine, but is also really good for sculpting. We have a beard oil that's obviously going to help out with the under skin and all of the potential detritus that exists on the skin. Good. And also provide some softening and some oil and hydration to the beard itself. And then we also have a beard conditioner. Now, a beard conditioner can be used just like you would use conditioner in the hair, either in an application wherein you let it kind of do its deep conditioning treatment and then you wash it out, or as a leave-on product. I really wanted to make sure that this particular conditioner for the beard could be a dual use, so you could go either way with it. So the things that we really need to pay attention to in this are can't be sticky, can't have a white residue, cannot be greasy, but also can't have a weird kind of sticky feel, like crunchy feel to it once it's dried down. So these are the things we are keeping in mind when we are creating a beard conditioner for a very coarse, textured type of hair, the beard. So, let's get to the video and we will look at the 2 options that I ultimately ended up playing with to the point where I wanted to show you, because I played with like 14 recipes before I went, here's easy option A, here's also an option B. Either way could work, just kind of depends on what you want to do. Anyway, getting so far ahead of myself, let's get to the video and talk more about these 2 things. Okay, so another weird one. First up, somebody gave this to me. It's hair conditioner, Crafter's Choice, came from Wholesale Supplies Plus. The ingredients are listed on the website, and if I remember, I will put the link to that in the description. If I don't remember, somebody remind me. Thank you. So what I'm doing here is I am taking, let's say I wanted to make 10 total ounces of something, right? So 80% of that is the hair conditioner, 10% of that is shea butter, and 10% of that, total 10 ounces, is a liquid oil. In this instance, I did shea butter and avocado oil because fun. And I just wanted to see how far you could push a conditioner base. So 20% added stuff to it, right? And 2, to test out two different things. So there's a quick and easy way. If you wanted to go pre-made base, you can still customize it beautifully and put in your scent and all the things. Scent, again, of course, according to the scent's usage ratings. So this one's sitting at around 5%, as well as 1% extract, which is calculated based on that 10%. Now, this is actually a really good way to do a conditioner recipe if you don't want to, make conditioner from scratch. Making a conditioner from scratch, I think I've done it on the channel before a couple times. It's very similar to making a lotion, and I do actually recommend it because I think price points are better that way than buying these things. I seem to think the conditioner bases might be a little expensive. Don't quote me on that though, because I've never actually bought one. But anyway, so this is the first, and now let's get on to the recipe and why I decided to get weird with it. Okay, now on to a different recipe, which looks nothing like any recipe I've ever given you for a beard conditioner. So we're going to do 20% coconut oil, 10% emulsifying wax, 70% oil, liquid oils, as well as your 1% extract and your scent as desired. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because of yesterday's video, because I've got all this I've got all this stuff that's just like here, and I'm like, well, why not just play with it and see what it does? And the e-wax worked really well on the beard balm from yesterday's video, so I thought, why not create essentially a more liquid version of a beard balm and, send it to my testors and see which one was liked better and all of that jazz. So the reason why I selected coconut oils, because I wanted it to firm up along with the e-wax. I figured we could accomplish that, but then all of the oils within it, nice and liquid. Now, what I did not actually include in the recipe itself would be a preservative. And going back to our preservative deep dive, I would absolutely recommend putting a preservative in this, because since it is something that I envision being a dual use, i.e. something you could put in the shower or as a leave-on product. Yeah, it might be in the shower, might come in contact with water. So it is an oil-based conditioner at this point. So you would use an oil-based preservative, and I would use it just as with yesterday's at 0.5% if you wanted to put in a preservative. So I also do recommend taking the whisk, the blender to it, and making sure that everything is nice and emulsified, just like you would do with a lotion. We don't want any weird separation with this e-wax. The acetyl alcohol, the cetearyl alcohol, either way, can get a little bit wonky when paired with a liquid oil, especially liquid oils at this high of a percentage. And so, yeah, make sure that we mix it all up really nice. And then the same thing, we're just going to pour it into the containers and let it set up. Now, again, the reason why I did this is because I wanted to see, if it worked, really. And if this one was preferred to, a conditioner that basically looks and functions like a lotion. And one of the problems that people have with making homemade lotions and homemade conditioners as compared to, like a homemade lotion bar, is usually you're dealing with like the not naturals when you're working with conditioners and lotions in order to make sure everything emulsifies appropriately with the water. And also just water-based products, I tend to like shy away from anyway, because it's like, God, I feel bad that I'm charging people for water. So how about this? How about we just mix a whole bunch of oils and butters in a different sort of consistency, still using the e-wax for the combining of everything, and see if it's, a better product. And so let's let these set up, and then we will test them, and you can see, kind of what the difference is. Again, I'm testing on my hands because my bearded guy is not here to test them on, so we'll just have to go from there, and you can make determinations as to how different the products really are based on how they, appear in my hand. You know how it works. You know what I do around here. Let's go test these guys. Okay, and on to the test. So this is the one with the ready-made base. Again, the conditioner recipes that I've given you, the beard conditioner recipes I've given you on the channel before, have that same consistency. So yeah, you can totally add 20% of things to those bases without any sort of problems whatsoever. And yeah, it looks pretty good. Although we can see some discoloration going on because of the scent that I put in this particular guy. So do keep that in mind. Either use a scent that's not going to discolor or use that vanilla stabilizer thing, which I never use. And it's very creamy. It's very nice. And there's definitely no residue left behind as you start rubbing it in. This is wildly more than you would need for like a nice established beard like Mr. Soap and Clay's. But you know, I took it out. It is what it is. And yeah, it penetrates nicely on the skin, but that's the skin. And the hair is actually, beard hair is wildly more coarse and, you know, a different beast. So this guy already looks, you know, more hydrating just right off the bat. And, oh, it sure is. Look at that. Yep, that melts quickly, and you would even use less than what I used in the first round of all of it. And you can kind of see what it does to the hands, and it leaves them very shiny, and honestly, it does feel a little bit overly hydrated. However, gave this to all my testers, one of each, and they all ended up liking the one made out of the oils and butters and e-wax instead of the one with the ready-made base. So I don't know, but there are two options for two different types of folks. That's day 241. And there you have it, a beard conditioner in two ways. So you can go kind of easy-ish way with getting a pre-made conditioner base and then adding some stuffs to it, or you can do more of an emulsified type thing with, you know, the recipe that I came up with for this, and really either way works. Mr. Soap and Clay's been using them, loves them both. Couple things to keep in mind, as I talked about in the video, the beard conditioner base does have a preservative in it because it does contain a lot of water. Now, for the recipe that I came up with, no preservative is required because no water is in it. So refer back to the preservative deep dive that we did if you need more information about when and how to use a preservative, and if you feel that you still want to in this particular product, how you can, and you know what percentages. So that was all covered a couple days ago for sure. But for this, two cool options. Either way, like cost point, they're basically the same thing. I remember conditioner, like just conditioner bases, being reasonably expensive for what they are, much like a lotion base. So I've never quite understood the point of using them when you could just make, if you're wanting a lotion or a conditioner, you can make that with an emulsion and water. It's pretty easy. Or you can go this route, which even though I have some kind of expensive ingredients in it, it's still about the same price as this conditioner base. So there's that. Yes. If you are interested in these hair conditioners, I'm actually not selling them individually on the website. They're only available in the subscription boxes in the beard care line once we get Soap and Clay back up and running. And it'll happen soon, for sure. Totally. Probably. But if you are interested in like subscribing and seeing what other recipes I do, that would be cool. You could come be a part of the Sudzer family. For those of you who have subscribed, hey, Sudzer family, you're awesome. That's all. Thank you. I'm out of here for today, but I will see all of you guys again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.